because we're just going to be talking about qualification. We've decided to make May qualification month. So I've invited Bronnie to talk to us, because Bronnie is the reports queen, to talk to us a little bit about qualification. But just hands up who's heard us talk about the word qualification but don't really understand what qualification is or what it means. Okay, yep. Good. Anyone else? Groovy. No, yep, some shakes of the head. Okay, good. So I'm not talking to people who already know. So that's good. So in our business, we generate points via products that we sell to our preferred customers, or retail or purchase wholesale. And all of our products have a points value. So as many of you would have seen on the call last night, Carla was talking about Premium Pack having a points value of 352 and Complete having a points value of just over 200. And so we have a system whereby you can qualify your business by accumulating the equivalent of 1,800 points, which is purchase volume credit. And if you do that in a month, that is called qualification. Now, what qualification does is that it entitles you to then obtain all of the commission that the company has in place within our marketing plan. So if you remember, there's 3 ways that you can generate an income from the Juice Plus business. The first way is retail, and that retail profit, so that's the difference between what we sell it to our customers for and what it is classified as wholesale. So that's our retail profit, and that's fixed. Then there is a commission, and that commission depends upon what level you are. So there's a different commission level at DD. For those guys in Singapore, that's the equivalent of direct. Then there is your SDVF. So for guys in Singapore, that's your VF. Then there's a different commission level for sales coordinator. So guys in Singapore, that's sales manager. Now, with us in Australia, our commission is capped off at sales coordinator. So even though you go up through the marketing plan, it stays the same. The guys in Singapore, you guys are lucky because your commission just keeps going up all the way to national marketing director. But so that's your retail and your commission. But then there are these bonuses, and the bonuses are around what your team is doing and what their team is doing as well. And you have the opportunity to get those bonuses if you qualify your business. And as I said, qualification is getting those 1,800 points every month that you're in the business. So it basically goes back to 0 at the beginning of each month, and you have to generate again 1,800 points in the sales that you do. Now, that will be through new customers that you're bringing into the business. That will be through customers that have ongoing direct debit orders. And that will also be customers that your brand new franchisees that you bring in, so we call them our dealers, the brand new franchisees, and also the directs, so that first level in the business. So your personal volume in customers, your dealers and your directs will all contribute to that 1,800 volume that you do each month. And you'll actually be able to track that on your PVC report. So it's really important to qualify your business. Now, that qualification is most important once you reach the SDVF position. So for guys in Singapore, that's the VF position. So that's why we gun everybody to get to that SDVF position as their first step in the business. And then the second step is qualification, because that's when qualification really matters. Because when you're at that SDVF position, you have a team, and your team is doing business, and you want to be able to generate those bonuses based on what your team is doing. So first step, SDVF. Second step is your qualification. Now, you will often hear people talking about PBQ. So that's that performance bonus qualification. That's that 1,800 points that you need to generate. There is another level, and I'll just mention it now, although it probably is starting to muddy the waters a bit, but there's another level of qualification called POB qualification, which stands for Promote Out Bonus. To get that qualification, you need 5,000 points. So you can imagine that that will be made up of more people in your team. So that's actually made up of your preferred customers, again, your dealers business, your SDVF, or in Singapore, your VF business, and your DD business, and also your SDVF business or your VF business if you're in Singapore. So that just takes into account that next level in the business, and that's why the number is a little bit higher. Now, in Singapore, the numbers are slightly different for qualification. So for qualification, I think it's just over 12,000 for that first level. Bron, I'm not sure if you've got the Singapore marketing plan in front of you. What's their POB qualification?
Their POB is 3,800.
Okay, so the first level is 1,200 and the second level is...
The first level is 1,250.
Sorry. And 3,000 for your POB. So
3,800.
FIFA and Levian, at the moment, you guys are gunning for that 1,250 qualification each month. Once you hit that VF position, which is your next level in the company, then qualifying your business is really important. So you need to make that up of your customers and then any new people that are coming into the business. So that's a little bit about what qualification is and what it means as far as accessing those extra bonuses. That is really what leveraging your business is all about, because when your team is working, they're doing the work while you're doing work in another arena. So that's what we mean when we talk about leveraging your time. Whilst you are building a business in one area, someone within your community and your team's building it in another, and that's true leveraging. So if you're only really going to direct sell the product, you're just going to have customers and build no team, then qualification isn't really important. But if you're going to want to leverage your time, which is really why most of us enter network marketing, then qualification is absolutely essential that you achieve that every single month once you become an SDVF or in Singapore a VF. So I'm going to hand over to Bron now. I've spoken about what it is and why it's important. I'm going to hand over to Bron now to talk about how you qualify. What is it that you need in your customers? What do you need to be aiming for to ensure that you have a qualified business every month and you're not scrambling towards the end of the month to get qualified?
Okay.
And it all comes back to me.
I'm just going to put everyone on mute for a sec. And then Bronnie, go for it.
Okay. Now, with qualifications, Tamara's actually going to put this particular document up on Hunters and Gatherers so that you can see this particular document is going to show you all exactly how to break it down. Now, basically, your purchase volume credit, each product...
Sorry, is that the right one, Bron? Is that right?
That's it. Exactly. Now, I'm pointing to the purchase volume credit. This is Australia. The purchase volume credit for each of the individual products is here. So for fruit and veggie caps, it's $2.25. For your premium pack, $3.52. Your berries, your soft chews, your complete, both 60 sachets, and for 110 is your 120. Now, right next door to that, now here in Australia, most franchisees always sell, promote the product and on an instalment plan. We basically coach people to do that, because on an instalment plan, it's much easier for people to fit that around their household budget. I know in Singapore, yours is upfront in most cases. And for the caps in Singapore, it's 195, okay? So we'll play with that one tonight. So you can see that the quarterly instalment, because the company sends the product out to your customers up front, and then they basically are taking an instalment, and there's 4 instalments over the 4 months period of that cycle of Juice Plus. So how you get that quarterly instalment is if you divide your 225 and you divide it by 4 instalments, that's where the 56.25 comes in. The same as the 352 divided by 4 gives you the 88, and so forth. Okay, so to get your 1800, it all depends on what orders are going through that month, that particular month. And you need to see that from your preferred customer genealogy. And the best way to work out the volume is to divide those quarterly payments into your 1800. And then that will give you how many customers. So for tonight's exercise, we're going to divide your 56.25 into 1800. You would need 32 customers if they're on fruit and veg. With the premium pack, 88 divided into 1800 would give you 21 customers. If you were doing the 60 complete, the 51.25, divide that into your 1800, you would need 36 customers. And if you were selling the 120, which a lot of the teams do, you would divide the 102.50 into your 1800, so you would just need 18 customers. That is the quickest and easiest way to get what makes up your 1800. In Singapore, basically you would divide, because most of your orders are upfront payments, you would divide your 195 into your 1250, and if you were selling complete, it would be your 135. That's your purchase volume credit points into your 1250. And it works out pretty much the same sort of as what we have. So that is the quickest way to work out what your 1800 is going to be. So I always say to each and every one of you, particularly here in Australia, it's really important that you know what each product, what the purchase volume credit is, what the instalment component is, and also what the retail, the preferred customer retail profit is. That you need to know those numbers off by heart, because if you're talking to a customer, you've got to, and your 4 months instalment, you need to know what your 4 months instalment is on all of your products. So if somebody says to me, well, I want the premium pack, what's it going to cost me? Off the top of your head, you've got to know that it's $117 on your first payment with your freight included in your first instalment. The second instalment is $117, and so forth. So it's really important that if you are really wanting to grow this business, you need to know those numbers. So I'm over to you, Tamara.
Sorry, guys, I'm just running between 2 screens.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. All right, so I know there are a couple of questions, but I just want to finish off before we go through questions, and then we'll open it up to everybody. Something else that we're hearing a lot more of and we're focusing on now is clubs. And so clubs is another way, or reaching certain club levels in our business is another way for you to access bonuses. And what a club is, so you'll hear of 3 club, you'll hear of 12 club, you'll hear of 24 club, 39 club. at this next upcoming conference, we'll be launching 50 Club. We've had the beautiful Natalie reach 100 Club, and Linda Evenden has just recently reached 200 Clubs. So you've probably heard this and you're going, what is clubs? What does clubs mean? Well, clubs essentially is made up of all of those people in your business who are qualifying their business. So each month in Australia, they're getting their 1800 PBQ, and obviously in Singapore it would be 1250. So, for example, when Natalie reached 100 Clubs, she had 100 of her teammates who had all qualified their business within her pay line, which is an enormous achievement. If you think about the fact that Bronze just said you need somewhere between 21 and, 32 customers, to have 100 people doing that kind of business in your community is absolutely enormous. And so something that, you might want to goal yourself is to getting into those club levels. And it may be that you're just new to the business. So your first goal would be to be a 3 Club. Or you might be, growing up through the business, 12 Club, 24, 39. But it's always important to be goaling. And what that is about building a community of people who are all working their business. So I just want to show you the sort of money that is on the table for people who are building their clubs. So can everyone see this document? So this was launched at our conference, about 4 years ago now. So obviously any new NMD that comes into our company, they get a $3,000 bonus, and you would have all heard Carla talk about that on the call last night. The first bonus is paid at the 12 Club level, and most people who are sales coordinators and are really building their structure have the opportunity to develop a 12 Club business, but certainly most new national marketing directors enter in at the 12 Club. Some rocket straight through to the 24, but certainly you can earn an additional $3,000. So imagine being a new NMD and a 12 Club. That's $6,000 in bonuses over and above your retail profit, your commission, and your bonuses for what your team is doing. The next level is 24 Club, and you can earn an additional $5,000 for reaching 24 Club. What about 39 Club? Well, 39 Club members, first time 39 Club members, $7,000 bonus. And our new 100 Clubs is $10,000. And I don't know what it was for 200 Club, but I can tell you it's probably going to be more than $10,000. And I'm sure the company are going to have to set more incentives as people continue to grow their business. So that's an extraordinary amount of money over and above the monies that are on the table for your bonuses for helping your team members. So don't forget, whenever you help a team member to achieve their levels, and they do it in a fast track way, then there's an opportunity for you to be earning bonuses. So quite simply, there is an enormous amount of money that is on the table for you to be ensuring that not only are you qualifying your business, but those people in your business are qualifying their businesses as well and contributing to growing your clubs. So we really wanted the opportunity to talk to you about qualification, to really have you think about what it is your goal for May is. If you're really serious about building your business and you have reached that SDVF level, you've got a couple of teammates, then the next step should absolutely for you be about qualifying your business. Do you have those 21 to 32 customers that are rolling through your business every single month? Are you helping your new teammates get to their SDVF? And in doing so, are you then encouraging them to qualify your business? Because if you bring 3 of them in that qualify your business, you're immediately a 3 Club and you're on your way to growing a really sustainable and solid business structure. So I'm just going to open it up now. I know that we're a couple of people that sent some questions through. Emma, what happens if you qualify 1 month but not the next? Oh, that's a very good question. Don't ever not qualify once you have. The great thing is the first time that you ever qualify your business, you get a fantastic $400 bonus for the very first time that you qualify your business. You're not entitled to that bonus every month that you qualify. However, by the time you're qualified, you're an SDVF. By the time you're an SDVF, you should have teammates. and they will be generating business as well. You want to make sure that you're accessing the bonuses on the business that they are building. And so that's why qualifying every month. So if you don't qualify 1 month, then unfortunately you don't get to access those bonuses. But of course, the next month that you have the opportunity to qualify again. So the only reason why you would qualify 1 month and potentially not qualify the next is if you had upfront orders. So obviously, as Bron showed us, upfront orders generate a larger wad of points in one, but it would mean then that you might drop down again. So we always encourage people, if possible, to get people on the installment system so that every month your business is fairly solid and it's not going up and down. And FIFA and Levian, this is something we were talking to Judy about the other day, that if you're doing a majority of upfront payments, you've got to make sure you've got new customers coming through your business every single month to ensure that in that 4-month rolling period, you're continuing to qualify your business every month. So that's really important if you're just generating upfront payment orders. Does anyone want to unmute themselves? Does anyone else have any questions around qualification? Or Bron, do you have anything else that you'd like to add about qualification, what it means, how you get there, and what clubs are?
Well, Tamara, probably I would like to add to everybody. I'm always talking about how important customers are and what a customer is worth to you all. So I've basically done the figures, and I've done the figures for Singapore as well. And one customer, if they are on a premium pack, one customer per year is worth $225.24. This is Aussie. If you're a senior direct, and that's what we encourage everybody to get to the 9% commission, that is worth, one customer is worth on premium $278.04, and a sales coordinator is $330.84. Now, if you have a qualified business, I always say to everybody, it's really important to have a buffer of a few customers in case there's a delay or a payment doesn't go through. So as a sales coordinator on 14%, to have a qualified business, you would need, say, 21 to 24 customers. That customer base is worth $7,940.16 to you per year. If you're on 9%, the same amount of customers is worth $6,672.95. And if you're on fruit and veg, and you need, I say with a buffer about 35 customers, that's brilliant money as well, because if you've got 35 customers, you're going to receive $7,507.50 per year. And as a senior direct on 9%, $6,326.25. So for me, our customer base is very, very important. Our customers are like gold, because that is a residual income that you know that you're going to get. So if you divided each of those by 12, you're looking at $500, $600, $700 every month income just from your preferred customers. So that is, for me, really, really important to actually know those figures. And for the girls in Singapore, I mean, it's amazing money what you can earn. I did them as upfront orders, so what they're all worth. And as a DD on your 6%, one customer is worth $305.10. A VF on 12% is $340.20. Your 16% as your SM is $363.60. Your SSM is 18%. One customer is worth $375.30. Your GSM 20% is $387, and 22% as your MD is $398.70. So my suggestion to you girls in Singapore is to get up that ladder as quickly as you possibly can, and your 28 customers as a 22% is worth $11,163.60 to you per year.
Wow,
So
I'm going to Singapore.
I think we do, because they go from 6% up to 22%, commission just on the boxes of Juice Plus that you're sending out to all your customers. So for the girls in Singapore, Judy has the copy of that breakup for you. So you just need to get her to email it to you.
Yep. And the other point just to make about that is, every customer that we recruit is time that we are putting into getting that customer. It might be several exposures. It might be one exposure. It might be a year of working on somebody. Why would you not want to get paid the most you possibly can for the interaction that you have with that client? So the quicker, guys, that you can move up through the marketing plan, the quicker you can attain those higher percentages, the more certain you are to qualify every single month, and the bigger that you grow your team, the higher the income that you're going to earn. And more than that, the higher the leveraged income that you're going to earn. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We all want beach money. We all want to make sure that we can go down the beach and that leveraged income can still come in. So Jen, I think you've had a question. Wanted to clarify, when you said you do not get bonuses if you do not qualify, does that mean if I have a VF and she qualifies, I do not get the bonus? So if you haven't qualified, but if she has qualified, she will access the bonuses in her team. That's independent of you. But if you don't, you won't access the bonuses for her or her team. Is that correct, Brian?
Yeah, Jen, you won't get paid on the volume of your team members is probably the easiest way to describe it. Yeah. So if you will get paid on your own personal customers, but not on your team volume.
Yeah. So you still get your retail and you still get your commission, but it's those extra bonuses based on what your team is doing. And that's where we talk about, even though they are part of your community and your team, they're independent businesses. So, the fact that you're not qualifying and she is kind of irrelevant. You still want to make sure that you're encouraging your team for their own sake, and you're qualifying for your own sake as well. Does anyone else have any questions? Now, level bonus, I think she means sponsors bonus. No, I think sponsors bonuses still come into play. So if someone reaches an SDVF level in a month that you haven't qualified, you'll still get that sponsors bonus. So if someone reaches SDVF in that 30-day period and they get their 300 bonus, you will still get your 300 bonus, but you won't necessarily get paid on whatever volume they're doing in their team. Yeah, two separate bonus systems, but both running concurrently. Oh, there's so much money on the table. This is great. I know. My head's exploding. But of course, guys, don't get too bogged down in the numbers. I think the most important thing you need to understand is reach that SDVF level as quickly as you can. Because once you're SDVF, qualification is where it's all at. And qualification means you start to be able to leverage off what your team is doing. And at the end of the day, that's what network marketing is all about. It's about leveraging. Does anyone have anything else to add or any other questions to ask? I have recorded this. I will be uploading it to the YouTube site. So if you want to go over it again in your own time, go through the numbers again, crunch it out with your calculator if you need to, then you'll be able to go back and listen to this recording. No worries, Nat. It's our very great pleasure. 18 years in this business has to account for something, right? Thanks, guys, so much for your time tonight. Oh, Emma, another one. Can you tell me the YouTube? Yes, it's my name, Tamara Hunter Channel, and you'll see a beautiful cartoon picture of someone juggling their life in the air, which is exactly what I'm all about, juggling that work-life balance. So, yeah, go and search for it. It's all there. See you later.